All right, switching gears here to a topic on a lot of people's minds as they're going to bed tonight, Matt.
Yeah.
It's not the snack
What
that
they're
you
going to
just.
eat tomorrow
I knew
morning.
you were
Okay,
going to
I
make
was
a
gonna head
food
that
joke.
route.
I knew it.
I didn't know where you were going. Yeah, there's snow coming. You know,
There is.
This isn't a blockbuster snow.
Right.
Tricky travel is the problem because it's during that morning rush hour, and it's going to be wet and slushy.
Okay.
That causes problems with slippering around. So we'll get you the latest. I'll show you snowfall totals. I know everyone wants to see totals. It's about impact, though, and is this going to impact your morning? I think some of us. Down to the south, not so much, though. Your morning rush hour, it'll be snowy as you get north of 76. I think down towards the Akron-Canton area, we're talking mainly rain tomorrow, so just a wet rush hour. And then tomorrow evening, this to me is when it gets interesting, and this isn't for everybody. This is just out in the snow belt, including downtown Cleveland. I think we get some lake effect off of this, and temperatures will be colder. We'll have a little bit more fluff to it. I think that's when we could have some travel concerns tomorrow evening, especially out east of Cleveland. So here we go. Temperatures, I start with this because these are marginal. We're not starting with temperatures in the teens and 20s where everything's going to accumulate. ODOT was out today putting the brine on the roadways. I saw them salting earlier, so we're well prepared for this to move in, and the temperatures will be on our side. If we don't get heavy snowfall rates where you live, most of this is going to melt when it comes on the ground. You know, the grassy surfaces will get it. But if we get those heavier snowfall rates, which we're seeing out towards the west, that's when we could get some problems. And again, winter weather advisory has been issued by the Weather Service because of that. Counties in blue expecting where we're going to see that winter weather travel, especially during that morning rush hour as we bring this system in. So here it comes, pretty good dose of snow. This looks like it's a little ahead of schedule. I was checking it with the latest model runs, and it actually is about an hour ahead of schedule. Either way, it's moving in tonight. We've already got some snow back towards Toledo. You notice that sharp cutoff of where the snow and the rain line is. That happens to go right through northeast Ohio. Here's a big picture evolution of how this looks as it moves through. You can see how it kind of winds up as this low develops further. And so do we get some drier air in here briefly? That would cut back on snowfall totals. Or do we keep it snowing up near the lakeshore? Those are still the two big questions because this isn't a low that's already developed that's coming in. It's actually developing right over us. So wherever that low decides to develop really impacts where those accumulating snows are going to be in terms of amounts. And then we have another system on Sunday. We'll talk about that in a second. But let's plan this one out. Here we go, hour by hour. The detailed forecast, temperatures again above freezing throughout this. Here comes the snow tomorrow morning at 5:30, overspreading the area. You notice how down towards the south we've got some rain. And then we continue with that snow as we go throughout the morning. At times it'll be moderate, perhaps heavy at times as well. And then as we get into the afternoon, I'm not too sold on the fact that we're going to have a solid radar of snow like this. There tend to be pockets of drier air that mix in. And if we have the rain, you're really cutting back. And that rain should make it up into the Akron area. By 2 o'clock, though, things start to change. We're on the backside of the storm system. Look at temperatures. We're near 30 right now. So most of this has kind of melted. We've got the white sticking to the trees and the, the grassy surfaces, all that. But as we get into the afternoon, temperatures start to come down. We turn windier and we'll start to pick up lake-enhanced and lake effect snow. This is where we get tricky because now temperatures are down into the 20s. This accumulates a lot quicker. We've lost daytime heating because the sun's gone down. So I think slick spots are going to be likely tomorrow evening and tomorrow night out in the snow belt. Some lingering lake effect Saturday before we bring in drier air and we start to clear things out. How much? This is the latest model run. This is through tomorrow morning, so don't expect a huge amount tomorrow morning. 1 to 2 inches area wide. Notice that's gone further south. This is the latest model run. But then we talk lake effect beyond that. We could be talking anywhere from maybe 4, 6, maybe 8 inches out towards the snow belt. Everyone else a total of about 2 to 4. Further north you are, that's where we're going to be dealing with that. Let's talk Sunday system. So we get a break Saturday. Sunday, another system comes in. The Euro not impressed with it, but the GFS has a much heavier strip of snow in here with maybe a couple inches out of that. That would be Sunday, and then it gets interesting. Big old low, a giant nor'easter expected to develop. That will turn on the lake effect snow machine, and we could get some pretty decent totals Monday, Tuesday into Wednesday. That would help our deficit. We're down about 34 inches on the year. Oh, I hope we don't make that up. Union Home Mortgage 10-day forecast. We're in the 30s with snow chances Monday, Tuesday. And then look at the bounce back. Quick hit of some warmth perhaps Friday. Out ahead of some colder air and more snow next weekend.